So how do you get those corporate Chase credit cards that people talk about that are so easy to get that you can get $30, $40, $50, $60,000 limits that you can use for your business, but you know your credit is not the best right now? In this video, I'm gonna show you how to get approved for a corporate Chase Ink card, even if you have bad credit or had BK before. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am your host, Leo Landaverde, business coach, commercial lender and broker, helping you scale your business and increase your wealth. If you are ready to grow your business to 7 figures and beyond while creating the financial freedom and the lifestyle you want, then subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell and you'll be notified every Thursday when new fresh content comes out.
Before we get deep into the topic and we go through all the other steps, that you're gonna have to follow to ensure approval, I wanted to show you what is out there. I'm gonna attach this link into the notes section so you'll have it so you can do your own comparison. Even though we're talking about the Ink Business Cash Credit Card today, there are others that Chase has, and this link has it all. There's the Ink Business Unlimited Credit Card, there's the Ink Business Preferred Credit Card, there's the Southwest Rapid Rewards Performance Business Credit Card, and there are others, the United Business Cards. They all have their own features and benefits, and you can compare them. And they all have great features. I just figured I wanted to do the Business Ink for myself just because I'm about to show you, and keep that in mind. So let's go specifically into the Ink Business Cash Card. And the reason I got it was because, as you see here, if you spend $7,500 within the first 3 months from when you open and get your card, you're gonna get $750 bonus cash back. That's 10%. 10 cents of every dollar comes back to you. Not even Costco does that, and I'm a huge Costco fan. So aside from that, if that's not good enough, you get this 0% intro APR for the first 12 months. And after that, it goes into the 13 to 19%. Now for business credit cards, even 19% is pretty good. They tend to have higher limits, but they also have higher interest, higher APR. It's just business is different than personal. Aside from that, you earn 5% cash back on the first $25,000 whenever you buy office supplies, internet, cable, and phone services. So what we're doing right now, we're not only taking advantage of the $750, but we also get the 5% because we want to put all of our internet, cable, and phone services into this card for the 5% cash back on the first $25,000. Then you get 2% cash back on the first $25,000 at gas stations and restaurants. Now if your goal is to build business credit, you want to have different credit cards for different purposes. You can use this for office supplies and internet. You can have a fuel card with Pilot or J-Pilot or any other fuel gas company credit card that allows you to just do that, the gas stations. And you earn 1% cash back on the rest. So this is why we're talking about this card today.
So how do you get a corporate Chase Ink card if you have bad credit or even BK? In today's video, I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to do, the right steps in sequence, so please make sure you stay till the end because the sequencing of these steps is critical for you to get approved for a Chase card. So there are 3 ways you can get approved for a corporate card. So number 1 is the strength of your personal credit. If your FICO is 720 plus and you don't have any blemishes, chances are with a personal guarantee, you can easily get a corporate credit card tied to your EIN, but guaranteeing it with Social Security number. So that's the easy part. And a lot of people can do that. And it's not unusual if you have a 730, 720 plus FICO to get a business, so long as you have your EIN, a business Chase Ink card, the one that we're talking about today, for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 limit. Because business cards have higher limits. That's just the way it is. Number 2 is the strength of your business credit. So if you already went through the process of setting up your DUNS number and with your DNB, Dun & Bradstreet account, and you have a Paydex score of 80 plus, and you have several trade lines in your account, and you leverage that, you may be able to get just on the strength of your credit score, your business credit score, paydex score, anywhere from 30, 40, 50,000. Okay, so those two are their go-to. But what if you don't have good credit history and your FICO is less than 720 and you don't have business credit history set up and you don't have a paydex score? Then this is what this video is all about. We're gonna do it on the strength of your business, okay? So here are the 9 steps you need to follow in order for you to get approved through your business. Number 1, first and foremost, if you have bad credit, do not apply online. I repeat, do not apply online. You're gonna kill your chances of getting it because you will be automatically turned down. So here's what you do. You need to apply at your local Chase Bank. And every major city and a lot of towns have their local Chase Bank. And I would encourage you to do that. But before you even do that, you need to know who the local business banker is and reach out to him or her privately. Start to develop a relationship. Now, this presumes that you have some type of relationship already, a checking account or savings with Chase. If you don't have that, I would say step 0 would be to open a Chase bank account and start putting some money in it. You know, if you start putting some deposits for your business, it gives you credibility because in the end, Chase wants to make sure that their existing customers are taken care of. So if you already have a checking account, that really, really helps. So if you don't have a Chase account, I would open a Chase account, and then step 1 is you need to go to your local business person and call them, set up an appointment, get to know them, get to know this person, get the real person, find out who they are, what they're about, what their flavor for risk is, how long they've been in the branch, etc. So develop that relationship. Then you show up to your local branch and have all your ducks in a row. That's step number 1. Step number 2, be aware of the 524 rule that applies to Chase. Let me tell you what that's all about. If you want to apply for a Chase business credit card, you need to know about the Chase 524 rule. The rule says that you can't be approved for a Chase credit card if you open 5 or more credit cards in the past 24 months. Even if it is business credit cards, even the business cards are subject to this rule. So if you open 5 or more other accounts, then you're risking it. So if you're really serious about getting a Chase in-card, it's very important that you watch your inquiries and watch the kind of accounts you've been having. So if you have 4, you're probably at your limit. If you have 5, it's not gonna help you no matter what I'm gonna say next. So this is something that you have to be prepared for. Be aware of the 524 rule. Step number 3, have your business legal entity set up properly and doing so in the way that banks like to see it. Now, there are 2 type of legal entities I recommend the most. There are 3 that you could get, but there are 2 that I recommend. First and foremost, an LLC, a limited liability company that you can have in just about any state. And second is a small corporation or an S Corp. Now, if you need to get a C Corp because you're gonna have more than 80 shareholders and you're gonna be raising capital, then do so. I don't recommend it unless you're gonna raise private equity capital. So, when you have your LLC and your S Corp, the bank is gonna wanna have your articles of organization or articles of incorporation if it is an S Corp. You're gonna have all the paperwork from the IRS and from the state, your local state, to make sure you have all of that needs to check out. You're gonna have to bring those documents to the bank. So it's not that you just set up. You need to have all that information readily available and have printed copies that you can bring. So you basically have a little packet of information. And on top of that would be your legal documents for your business. Also, if you're a startup or a small business looking to scale but having a hard time raising the capital you need, or don't quite know how to position your business so you can get access to hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of business credit, then I can totally help you. Please email me directly. My email is below in the comment section of this video, and I'd love to help you. I'm on a quest to help 10,000 small business owners get hundreds of thousands of dollars each of corporate credit. Step number 4, set up your business credit profiles properly. Now, this whole video is about how to secure a Chase Ink card for your business, a corporate credit card. So it presumes that that's what you're already doing. You want to really create a strong business credit profile. So if you haven't set up that, I would encourage you today that go to Dun & Bradstreet, dnb.com, and start setting up. It's free to set it up. The DNB is the largest repository of credit profiles in the country. So you start there, and they'll give you an account number, which I think is 6 to 8 digits. That becomes a very important number that is used by everybody, especially if you're gonna eventually pursue an SBA loan. That is gonna be critical. You don't have a DNB account profile set up, that is basically gonna be a mark against you. So I would start with getting your DNB profile set up, but do not purchase their credit monitoring report because it's very, very expensive. I will do another video on how to actually get through nav.com, a monitoring service that would allow you to monitor all 3 of the credit bureaus, which are, DNB, Experience Business, and Equifax Business. Step number 5, if you want to increase your chances of getting this Chase Ink card. Now, the bank may not necessarily tell you this, but this step number 5 is very important. You need to make sure you have a business website, right? If you have a business and you don't have a business website, well, the bank is not going to tell you, but they have this sort of a underwriting criteria that they use, and they're going to be checking to see that your business is for real. Now, that your business, if you have Trustpilot and you have all of these reviews about your business, it just gives a comfort level that you're a real business. Now, in today's day and age, you don't have a website, you're not ready to do business, because the days of without websites is not cutting it anymore. All banks want to make sure you have a proper website, online presence, and they're going to look you up. They're going to go to a Google search and they're going to pull up your name. And if you don't show up in the Google local, then that's going to be a mark against you. So you make sure you have a website. Hey, if this video is resonating with you and helping you, please like, comment, and even share my video. It does help me quite a bit when you do that, because in YouTube, the algorithm rewards you for that kind of content interaction. So thank you so much for doing that. Step number 6, have a legitimate business address. Now, I don't mean a P.O. box. I don't mean one of those, basically where you received your mail. It has to be a bona fide retail or business address, because the bank, particularly Chase, and all the major banks will check to make sure you have a legitimate business address. This is part of their underwriting process to ensure you're a real business that is going to stick around. So if you don't have that, there are ways. You don't have to go and get 500 square feet of office space and pay $1 to $2 a square foot if you don't need the expense. But there are ways that you can do that, and that'll probably be the subject of another video. There are places where you can go and have shared space, and we can talk about another video. You can actually get shared space and pay a lot less for using of the conference rooms. And there's several companies. All you have to do is Google, share space, and you're gonna find that. But I would encourage you to have a legitimate business address. Step number 7. You need to have a legitimate business phone number. Your cell phone is not gonna cut it. You need to pay, you need to make sure that when you get whether you get it from Comcast or your local phone company, it is make sure that you actually get a business phone number that is gonna be listed in the 411 listings, because they're gonna look you up. The bank will look you up to make sure that you have an actual legitimate business phone number that is in the 411 directories. Number 8, you need to build your business credit with 30 vendors. So as I said before, if you don't have a DNB account, you need to set that up. You need to get yourself set up with all the business bureaus. And the easiest ones to get are the net 30 vendors. Yesterday, I helped somebody set up a Amazon business vendor account. I know most of you would probably have an Amazon.com personal account, but you know that there is also a whole nother site to Amazon, which is the business side. It's even bigger. 80 of the top 100, the Fortune 100 actually use Amazon Business. So it's powerful, and they will actually issue you business credit. If you've been around for at least 2 years as a business and you apply for a business, somebody just got a $3,000 net 30 vendor limit. Now, it's not going to report to the credit bureaus until you hit net 55, which is the next plan. They have a separate partner who is the bank, but that is a step in the right direction. So once you have it for a few months, that is totally going to help. So Amazon Business, I highly recommend. Step number 9, build your business with charge cards. Some of the major players like the Home Depot, if you're in construction, Tractor Supply, they will issue, some of them will issue charge cards. Now, so that is very important that you have a mix on your trade lines. So you want to get to 10 trade lines as quickly as possible. So the first 5 can be your net 30 vendors, and there's a whole list that I can provide if you email me of all the net 30 vendors. There's about 30 or 40 net 30 vendors that actually actively report to the business credit bureaus. Do not be getting credit with a vendor who does not report to the credit bureaus. It just makes no sense, because if your whole goal is to build up a huge credit profile that is going to attract some of those cars eventually, that you don't have to use your Social Security number or even your business. On the very strength of your business credit profile, you should eventually be able to get $30,000, $40,000 approvals and limits from American Express and Bank of America, etc. So here's the really cool thing. I have a client who followed all these steps, took the time to build a relationship with the local banker at Chase, who walked into a branch ready, made an appointment, had all these documents ready, had a website, had a legitimate business address and phone number, and had a bankruptcy Chapter 7 within 4 years, because that's a big no-no. That is an automatic turn down. Who was able to secure a Chase Ink card for a $3,000 limit. Let me tell you, that is huge. And I haven't heard of another case like that, but purely on the strength of a profitable business, this client of mine was able to get one, and that is huge. So if somebody with bankruptcy within 4 years is able to get that, it takes excuses from most everybody. So it is possible. So, and here is the ninja trick. Please, please, please open, if you really are bent on having a Chase, it will behoove you to open a Chase business checking account, and just make some deposits, because after all, banks love deposits. So once you have several deposits, several statements, they're gonna be forced to deal with you because they wanna please their customers. All right, hopefully this video was helpful to you. Thanks so much for watching. For a limited time, I am giving away 2 of my biggest resources, my Advanced Growth Plan template, as well as my Financial Projections Workbook. These 2 documents together have helped hundreds of business owners predict and achieve financial success in their business. Go ahead and click on the link below. They are my gift to you.